Hi everyone, the Abegs are back from Costa Rica. Wanted to take a minute and just share a little bit of our time there, our experience. I'm doing a lot of follow-up right now with our missionaries and partner ministries, as well as giving some reports to the home office and, really catching up on a lot of things. But those who have been supporting us, those who have been praying for us, wanted to take a little bit of time and just share what we were doing there. So the boys finished school, and the next day we were on a plane to San Jose, Costa Rica. From there, it was a 5-hour bus ride to the coast, where we held United World Mission's Central American Caribbean Missionary Conference. That's our region, the region that Claudia and I are now overseeing and have the privilege of working with missionaries. We've got 46 plus missionary families, and nearly all of them were able to make it to this conference. It was a great time of teaching, prayer together, dealing with some mission-wide training and business, as well as connecting and rest. The boys had a great time too. They were able to connect with other MKs of the region, and a team came from a church in the States to run the children's program. For Claudia and I, it was a busy but fantastic time of reconnecting with missionaries that we hadn't seen in years, as well as those that are new to the field in this region that we're now responsible for. We finished it exhausted, but praising God that He set this up so perfectly. At the beginning of our stepping into the RL role, we could connect with everyone, and then had 3 months ahead of us still in order to spend time with those that were in Costa Rica. Following the retreat, we headed back to San Jose, and it took us a little while to get established. We had some missionary friends, the Galts, were away on home assignment, and so they blessed us with the use of their home. It took us a little while to get oriented with the different style, we'll call it different type of driving in San Jose, but it worked out. We learned what was the best food to buy, changing our diets a little bit, figuring out where to get things, what stores to shop in, and then simply getting used to being on a different rhythm in Costa Rica. It was great to have a place that we could invite both missionaries as well as leaders of the many ministries we're working with over and have a meal or have an extended meeting in a comfortable setting as opposed to a restaurant or something like that. We got to meet with missionaries that are working in medical clinics, those that are doing anti-human trafficking ministries in Costa Rica and throughout Central America, which is something really exciting for Claudia and I, and we're looking forward to being more involved in the future. Those that are working in children's homes, theological education, Christian camping, church planting missionaries, as well as working in the area of missions mobilization, helping mobilize Latins to the rest of the world, which we see as a God-given progression, where missionaries were sent to Costa Rica 100 years ago and have established and now exist ministries that are mature and are able to mobilize Latin missionaries, many of which can go to parts of the world that someone carrying a U.S. passport simply can't get into. So being able to work alongside ministries like this and assist them in providing care for the missionaries that are being sent out, giving guidance to denominations that want to get more involved in missions, as well as many of the schools, theological education centers, colleges, and Christian elementary schools that want to have a missions vision and envision their students for missions in the future. It was great being able to have this house because the boys were able to take part in many of these meetings. We had a lot of them around the table where we had fantastic discussions, and Jeremy and Nico could ask questions and be envisioned for the future, whether that's for full-time ministry or maybe as a tent-making aspect of whatever it is the Lord leads them into. And the other great part, it was 1 block from the language school that they were taking their Spanish language studies in. And then we started traveling. What do you think of Costa Rica so far?
Super bien. Super bien.
Super bien. What have you been doing?
Just studying and
And a lot of travel.
Yeah.
A lot of travel, okay. So getting out of San Jose enabled us to visit with many of the ministries that are not in the city center, as well as missionaries that are working further out in the countryside. But it also gave us an opportunity to take a little bit of time and experience some of the amazing beauty that Costa Rica has to offer, from the rainforests to the beaches to just the sprawling hillsides. As you know, being in Florida, we really miss hills. So it was gorgeous just to see the mountains and the wildlife as one of the benefits, one of the many blessings that the Lord gave us during this time. So as we return from our time in Costa Rica, we are praising God for the missionaries that we got to meet with, for the partner ministries we got to understand in a much deeper way, for the relationships that we developed and will be so significant in the coming years as we see more Latins mobilized into the rest of the world, and our missionaries in these partner ministries see how they can respond to a rapidly changing culture that is in desperate need of the gospel. From here, we're going to be doing similar type engagements with missionaries and partner ministries in the rest of our region, but I'm going to save that for future updates. For now, we want to thank you so much for making this possible, for making our ministry possible, and ask you to be praying not only for us, but for the partners, for the missionaries that we're caring for. We have the privilege of assisting, coordinating, and working alongside of some of the best and brightest throughout Central America and the Caribbean. Those spearheading impactful ministries and training others in this region as well as around the world. Frankly, though, there's way more work than we as a family, or UWM as a whole, can manage. We need wisdom in how to apply our time, energy, and resources. And for the Abeg family right now, that includes taking part of our time to raise financial support. The support we need in order to continue providing the ministry care as well as the daily needs of our family. Please consider joining our prayer as well as our financial team by visiting our website or just contacting us. And for those of you already on board, praying for us and assisting us, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. God bless.